Alright. It's been a day or two. Let's try to figure this shit out. Because we gotta get a picture of her. That's like the big... It's like the big thing. We got these. This was an easy guess. These all I want to figure out. But I don't really know where to go for this. I do want to go back and look at this. I want to find this Bess Williams person because I feel like she's the only clue we have for someone who knew Elias. Family Man considered blatant propaganda about Elias Roottree. There's a site dedicated to hurricane statistics that also mentions Bess Williams. The Bocadoro Library. Not far from where she lived, was partially destroyed in the hurricane. Rebuilt, they named the nonfiction section after her. The library was expanded again in 1950 and then closed in 1963 when larger libraries opened in the surrounding area. This will probably give me access to the Bocadoro Library. Yep. Oh no, it just gives me a picture. Bocadoro Library no longer exists. You find multiple libraries in the area. According to the website for a library system in Miami, the museum where it once sat is now the Miami Print Museum. Okay. Searching for the Miami Print Museum, you come across their website. It states their hours and list of exhibits. The building is very small, admission is free, and they only have a room for a few different displays. One of their exhibits is in the courtyard, which includes a fountain, as well as a statue of an unknown author. The picture has been added to your evidence. Another is a... The printing press that was used by the Miami Sunday, now defunct newspaper. The last original print of Cuba by Cubans is an art book. Alright, hold on. No records that you can find online or in your periodical search. Merged with another periodical, became the Miami Mercury Sunday, which folded after a year. This is such a rabbit hole already. Oh my god. Hi, Leper. Hope you're doing well. Leper. I don't know. I don't know how I should say your name. It's always Leper in my head. But it looks French. Are you French? I think you're French, right? Miami Mercury Sunday was a newspaper that lasted only a year. You find a small website about quirky printing history. Facts mentioned Miami Mercury Sunday was the outcome of merging two smaller failing newspapers. This resulted in one larger failing newspaper, which is only notable because the author, because combining the names in the way that it did, it was tied for the longest title for an American newspaper at the time, with a newspaper in Jefferson, Texas. Blah, 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 Cuban by Cubans. Let's look this up. Spider Search. Book of paintings. Credited to Marcia Barbin. It's on second glance, it still doesn't seem related to your search. I love that it... I love that it does that. That is very deeply funny. Okay, we should be solid. Let's go. Oh, I didn't get that. I got a picture. What the fuck are you? This statue in front of my print museum, Bocador Library. It sits in the courtyard. According to their site, is said to be of an unknown author. I got to this from Bess Williams. So is the implication that this is Bess Williams? I'm gonna do more searching. Died tragically young in a major hurricane that struck the area in 1926. Best of minor history with the Roottrees. I don't know the book Failing Man. I want to learn more about this. This is my guess, and then this is going to be... I don't know. The original was published in 1920. So she died in 1926. I have to assume this is Bess Williams. But I don't know. Let's see. I don't know. I wish there was a clue here, but there isn't. It doesn't have a marker. So this is the only clue, is it's a picture of this person. And it has a clue in it still. Williams. What is the remaining clue in this, is my question. Anonymom. That's another clue that I didn't even think about looking. Damn it. Thai and Indian food. Father was a chef. My mother grew up on a farm that supplied his restaurant. And that's how they met. They told me stories. My dad's a great storyteller. He even wrote a book that partially helped fund Fry Die. Did we figure out who the dad was for them? Yes. Okay. Mom always had an eye for the best vegetables for him to work with, so that she did her best to pass that on to us. Parents who are now retired visit Friday often. They even have a signature dessert, the Sistine apple. Apple pie has always been my mom's favorite. My dad always had this stupid line he used to make her laugh involving apple pie. Most people realize it's Sistine Chapel pun, and they assume that there is to it, but it's actually secretly named after them, sort of. Christine, Sistine, yep. Damn. Hi, Dean Angel. I hope you are doing well. See, this is just yet another secret friggin' thing. There's one clue here that we haven't solidified yet. The Million Year Picnic. The Million Year Picnic is a comic book store in Cambridge, Massachusetts, one of the oldest comic book stores in the United States, and named after a short story by Ray Bradbury. If you decide to visit the Million Year Picnic for the first time after playing this game, please tell the owner, Tony, that you heard about his store from the video game The Roottrees Are Dead by Jeremy Johnston. Fair warning, he has no idea that I did this, and I will probably be somewhat confused if you're the first person to tell him. The game is clearly inspired by Obra Dinn and her story. Pfft. I hope it stands on its own, and it feels like more of an homage than a ripoff. Thank you to Lucas Pope and Sam Barlow. You both ran so that I could walk. It's also inspired by the participation in the world's largest trivia contest in 90 FM in Stevens Point, Wisconsin. Thanks to everyone who organizes that competition year after year. Shout out to poor Tessie Frozen Pizza, which I've never tried but have heard so much about. And lastly, it's inspired by a core memory I have of browsing Beanie Babies' Mortal Kombat fan site somewhere around 1995. My local library's dial-up connection, thanks to the patient librarians in Bethel, Connecticut, who took time to explain the internet and help change my life. If you're seeing this message, please come to the game's Discord and simply type, "I found the thing," in all capital letters in the I Found the Thing channel. The Discord can be found in the game's main menu. That's funny. Okay. You know, I'm just very confused about this. Fucking fuck. Shit. Fuck. I don't think any game has made me like this screwed up. Cause I just get this shit and I'm like, what do I do with this? What is the information I am meant to use here? There's 5 things. Another Chris Raff thing. Okay. Chris Rafferty's prodigy sites seem to have been discovered by the masses. Gone are the art pictures of his cousins. Instead, it's a list of questions that people kept emailing him. The most relevant ones are following. Are you the son of Clark Rafferty? Yes, but I didn't grow up with him. I remember him from when I was a little kid, but I moved away with my mom when I was very young. We left Pennsylvania and moved back to home in Virginia. I lived there with Pete, my stepdad. My dad and I spoke a few times when I found his phone number on a check he sent us in the mail when I was 15. He was happy to hear from me, and now he calls me once a month and came to visit me at college. He tells me about things I don't remember, and people like Guy Hudson and Ernie Madsen. My dad and I get along, but we obviously aren't very close. Did you ever meet the Roottrees? I used to know the Roottrees, but never the sisters. I was in the office sometimes when I was a kid, and I definitely met Guy Hudson before he died, but I don't remember. My memory is weird. It's hard to know what I actually remember and what I only think I do because I have pictures. For example, I have a photo from when I was 5 and in the office with my dad, and Guy was there. Made myself sick by eating chocolate, and some woman who I don't know cleaned my face. I don't know if my memories of that come from that picture or not. How do you have proof of Ernie Madsen's heart condition? I knew Ernie had heart problems because my dad told me on our phone calls. I asked him about the poison because I saw it on the Roottree Curse website, and he emailed some old stuff including the proof, but even with the proof, the website didn't take it down. Hi, Haley. You spelled fiance wrong. I'm not good at spelling or writing. I'm good at painting and other art. I'm going to school to learn how to edit movies. I want to make cartoons someday. Lulu is much better at spelling. This guy's nice. This guy seems friendly. Good for him. Okay. This is Clark Rafferty. This is Guy Hudson. And Clark Rafferty, right? Okay. And this got a new thing. I didn't realize this tree was going to be affected as well. That's interesting. But the Guy Hudson picture... Oh. That's there. I don't know if that's right. Huh. 1975 to 1982. She has a tattoo. And it's an asterisk. Okay. Grandorf School for the Deaf, formerly Grandorf Dove, is located about an hour from where the Roottree offices used to be in Butler County and serves much part of Pennsylvania nearby Ohio. According to their website, it was formerly named Grandorf Dove because Grandorf was the last name of the founder and Dove is the Danish word for deaf. Is that it? Dove. Dove. Right? That's how you pronounce this? Dove. My Danish is really bad. My Danish is not good, so... the founder had issues with government translators, leading to an odd transcription issue. In 1990, it was renamed to better represent the school's purpose and to correct embarrassing lack of effort and awareness demonstrated by the government officials in those early days. The staff... Haley says, is there a language you don't know at least a little of, Toaster? Yes, there's plenty. Spanish is a big one. I really like Scandinavian languages, and I really like Icelandic. So, I did research. I kind of know how to... I wouldn't say I know how to speak, but like I can kind of read some Swedish and some Norwegian and some Danish and Icelandic. Staff is listed on the website. You can scan through all the biographies and find the principal, Miss Ford, is fluent in 5 languages, including ASL. She's been working at the school over 15 years. Mrs. Ford's bio also mentions she's not deaf herself, but rather learned sign language to communicate with the deaf. It mentions that she was responsible for securing funding for the Hudson Wing. The Hudson Wing was an expansion to Grandorf School for the Deaf, first built in 1982. It's a separate, much smaller building, half a block from the main campus, and operates as a smaller independent school that offers free ASL courses for the family members, friends, and caretakers of deaf children. It feels like it always comes up. Well, I mean, I did go to school for linguistics, so, you know. It is like my special interest. I like foreign languages. According to their history site, they got their name after the president of the Roottrie company generously donated $250,000 towards the construction of the building. Very large, vague history section that you can somewhat fill in the details from other information you've seen about the school. Mentions the donation came at the insistence of an employee of Roottree at the time. Mentions that she learned ASL from the main school before the Hudson Wing even existed, to surprise her future husband who was deaf. After realizing how useful the service like this could be to non-deaf people, she convinced Roottree management to invest in the school. The Hudson Wing opened, she became the first teacher at the new campus. At first, it only operated on weekends, but since then it's added afternoon classes on some weekdays. Okay. Miss Ford. Okay. Are we going to assume yes? So this last name is Ford, and he's deaf. I want to speak Spanish because Blazer's family speaks Spanish, but I literally don't have time. I'm trying. I would love to learn it, but I just suck. Okay. This is like, I'm circling fucking around it. Like, I know there's something here. Grandorf Dove was a school for the deaf near Butler. Butler County Times archives includes what seems to be like an endless list of snow cancellations, extracurricular activities, and weekend events that began 70 years ago. Amongst the avalanche of useless information, you miraculously discover one useful article. Grandorf Dove was at the center of a crime article from 1982. It seems that someone defaced the school and vehicles outside the brand new Hudson Wing. One of the teacher's cars was painted with profanities and accusations of infidelity. Weeks later, a follow-up article proves more. There was one arrest, Thomas Hughes, who coincidentally was a former student at the school. Apparently, the destruction came weeks after he married the school's newest teacher, Miss Hughes. Aha. She was not a teacher when he went. He graduated a few years earlier. According to the investigation of the police report trials, he was not the father of Miss Hughes' current pregnancy. Okay. Hughes. Ford. No, this is the wrong section. I suck. Okay. I think we have enough here. Ford. Hughes. Principal. All right. Thomas Hughes. Mrs. Hughes. I keep getting close. I keep getting close. Susan Ford. I wish this had birth dates so I could figure out when this was taken. Motherfucker, guys. Motherfucker. Ah! Why is there no... Give me a wedding. Give me a mugshot search. I just need it. I need it. Oh. All right, so at least we have a lead for these fucking kids. And it's just I'm so fucked, guys. This is so fucked. I don't know if that's going to be right there, so we're not going to worry about it. We're going to look at people who have been... Angela Ingram, Linda Lewis, Catherine Garrett. Oh. God, I'm not gonna get anything from this. I'm not gonna get anywhere. I'm not gonna get anywhere, and it drives me insane. Ah! Okay, let's fucking go. Let's fucking go. The Miami Mercury is now a defunct newspaper that merged with the Miami Sunday. Resulting newspaper, the Miami Mercury Sunday, went out of business. Seems at some point in this process, it was at least partially archived and available via your periodical search. All right. Article about Bess Williams section in the Boca Dora Library. When it was being built in 1920, and Bess Williams' young son, now an orphan, was in attendance during dedication. It also mentioned, later mentioned, from 1949, the last year the paper existed, about a bidding war for a planned expansion of the library in 1950. Bidding was won by Wildcat Construction. Having worked on many buildings in Miami, ceased operations in the 1960s. Constructing a Better World. Frank Wildcat Williams left Florida in 1941. A construction worker, returned a hero. Won the Navy Cross for his bravery and sacrifice, having carried a fellow soldier to safety under heavy Nazi fire. Now he and his wife Ophelia are carrying his fellow soldiers through tough times at home. Wildcat Construction is Frank's company, focused on creating opportunities for soldiers. Ophelia has handled outreach with the wives of local veterans. Unendingly positive, been a sore spot for local politicians, business owners. Bids are often not as low as they expected. Frank is a selective monopoly. Okay. Frank Wildcat Williams. Listed on a few different military history websites. The story goes that even after being struck in the arm with a bullet, he managed to carry a fellow soldier through enemy territory on his shoulder for 2 miles. Died in 1996, age 74. That's 1921, baby. In Sweetwater, Florida. Or 1922, right? Yeah. He grew up an orphan because his family died in a hurricane. Okay. This is Anonymom, right? Let's fucking go. Okay. She wouldn't have to change her last name, so she's also a Williams. There was a piece of evidence about one of them. Hold on. Where was it? Was it on the website? We had something that pointed to Sam's book, right? Yes, it's here. Okay. Who's Beth? Because he overheard them yelling at someone with that name. It's definitely Bess. Not Beth. I just haven't got enough pictures. I don't have pictures of these fucking people. If I had pictures of these people, it would lock in, guys. It would lock in. Is Bess short for Elizabeth? It's gotta be, right? His daughters Barb and Sharon Williams. Okay. Hold on. Wait, they had... I'm so confused. Hold on. He was an orphan. So this is him. Am I missing someone in this? According to the article, he is survived by Ophelia, as well as his daughters, Barb and Sharon Williams. This is the thing I don't understand. Okay. Okay, this is saying that the daughters are adopted. All right, that's fine. I'm 100% certain on this one. I think my next step is to look at like Anonymom, maybe.